You know, a lot of folks are planning to travel over the coming days, and with all the sickness that's going around, how do you prepare when it comes to your children? Pediatrician Dr. Cyrus is with us once again this morning with some suggestions on how to stay healthy during the holidays. And before we get to those details, we just ran a story a moment ago about ibuprofen and acetaminophen being out. What is the situation there?
It's critical. We're seeing liquids not being able to be found. Parents are calling me and saying, hey, what do I do? And, you know, what I'm teaching my parents is that, you know, you can crush a pill, you can, powder it, you can put it in chocolate syrup, you can put it in yogurt. You can have all kinds of different things that if your child likes yogurt or whatever to get them to take Tylenol. Of course, Tylenol is something you can't give less than, is the only thing you can give less than 6 months of age, so we don't even consider ibuprofen at that point in time.
Well, and it tastes terrible for the kids, so you know that's part of the reason. So be sure to talk to your particular pediatrician, get that information, and then hopefully that will get you through it. But the key, once again, is making sure maybe to prevent this in the first place.
Yes, it is. You know, when you're traveling and you're headed out for the holidays, you know, preparation. Be prepared for anything that might be, looking at you. And of course, think about your children's age. From an infant to maybe a toddler, 2-year-old, they're really easy to travel with. They're really, pretty good. Some of them are lap children. You can, save some money on putting them on your lap. Afterwards, think about how you're going to travel. If it's going to be airplane, if it's going to be car, if it's going to be, maybe even a bus. How are you going to, entertain your children? And so and also, of course, think about your destination. Where are you going to go? Warm area. Is it going to be snowing? Things along those lines. And then think about how we're going to engage your children. The older kids are really good about engaging. You can say, okay, what do you like? Music? Do you like, STEM, electronics? Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And so do you want puzzles? Keeping a variety for children is really a good idea. But like you said, Leanne, it is almost paramount that we have to look at how do we prevent them from getting ill, because we have so much flu, we have so much COVID, we have RSV, when we have a multitude of just normal other viruses. Just saw adenovirus, red eyes, red throat, and so it's a really, really concerning area. So if your child does get sick, there's limited on ibuprofen, limited on Tylenol, Tamiflu, antibiotics. We're in a kind of a crisis at this point in time with the ramping up of illnesses, with the limited supplies of antibiotics. So prevention is really the key. Get your children vaccinated. Make sure they have their flu vaccination. If you're in close quarters and you're concerned that there's a problem, wear a mask. I mean, they work, but you obviously have to cover your mouth and nose. I mean, this idea of having a mask below your nose, thinking you're covered, you're not. So obviously washing our hands, covering our cough, sneeze. Those are all the things that we've said year after year after year, but we're going to add, make sure that you do everything on your part, because if you do get sick, if your children get sick, it's really, really difficult to get them treated.
Absolutely. I did want to ask, because I know Dave and his family are traveling right now, and we were talking about this. Do you go ahead and carry with you COVID kits, so that way if your child starts to show some symptoms, or you yourself show symptoms, you can test yourself while you're traveling?
Excellent idea, because the number of people that are sick has just literally overrun the ERs, the urgent cares. If you're out traveling and you don't know where to go, it is great to be able to say, hey, I tested my child, they're positive for COVID, or they obviously carrying a thermometer with you, they have a fever of certain level. Mm-hmm. You can call back to, many times you can call back to your personal pediatrician and say, hey, this is what's going on, and they can help try to somewhat triage and be able to treat over the phone, if you will.
Yeah. It might save you a little bit of headache from trying to be in a strange place with strange situation, and when your little ones are sick, it just heightens that stress level.
Oh, sure. And it kind of can ruin your vacation.
Yeah, but thinking about preparation in advance, having those emergency numbers handy, communicating with your pediatrician to say, hey, we're going to be gone. Who do you have on call so that we can get that information? So we just hope everybody has a great, healthy, safe holiday season, and we look forward to seeing you again in 2023.
23, yeah. We always say, see you next year.
So Dr. Cyrus, Scott Cyrus, SC, just like Santa Claus, and he's decked out with the tie, the vest, the socks. It's a pediatrician through and through. Love it. Great to see you.
Thank you so much for having us.